Hey, welcome back to Life on the Wrist. Hope you're doing well. So I thought we would discuss the way in which watches are covered within the watch media. I think this is a very interesting topic that should be discussed because I think that unfortunately, and like anything in the world, if you just throw money at your problem, a lot of the times it kind of goes away. Or if you throw money at advertising, you get a little bit more preferences. So I thought we would discuss it. I'll give you my 2 cents on what I think about it, and give you an example that I kind of stumbled upon recently, and I'd love to hear what you think about this topic in the comment section below. So be sure to let us know in the comments. If you are new to the channel, welcome to Life on the Wrist. We create videos about watches, just about any topic you can think of within the watch industry. That is what we create. So be sure to check out our other videos in our channel and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you don't know, I say this every single time in the beginning of the video, but be sure to hit that like button for us. It really does help us out with the YouTube algorithm. So I think the thing that I kind of stumbled upon was a watch from Journe, and it's basically kind of known as the biggest sleeper release that has ever taken place. This is the Journe Octa Quantième Perpétuel. Now this watch is a perpetual calendar from Journe. That it's the first ever digital perpetual calendar watch from Journe, but also from any watch company ever. And this watch, I mean, just me saying that statement should have, obviously this watch should have gotten a tremendous amount of coverage if this is the first ever to have been produced. However, not many people heard of it. This occurred, I believe, in 2017, and not many people heard of it, and it really was a real sleeper release. So like I said, this Octa QP is the first digital perpetual calendar, was the first digital perpetual calendar watch with jumping day, date, and months. And it was made in 2016, and I think this really is a testament to the fact that, unfortunately, watch news coverage is really run by the money that's kind of given to the individuals who are mainstream big stories. Really, you need to make sure that you're putting a little bit of money or effort or a little bit more into making sure that people see your watch, see the watch that you're releasing. You can't just organically release it and have people come and end up seeing your watch. It's very difficult nowadays because there are just so many watches that are around. So this was obviously in 2017. The reason why this was such a massive release is it was from a very influential brand. Journe was really coming into its own. It was becoming extremely well respected by people who are interested in the watch industry. They don't create as many pieces as some of the larger watch companies that we all know. They also have huge attention to the details in the way in which their watches are created. So first, it's a very influential brand that was really growing. Second, it was an amazing complication. Like I said, it was the first ever from Journe, first ever watch company to come out with a digital perpetual calendar. So it's a massive complication and really beautifully done. The third, like I said previously, but it's extremely innovative. This was an innovation that occurred within the watch industry by Journe releasing this. It was pushing the envelope in the way in which, one, we read time, the way in which we create movements, the way in which perpetual calendars can be laid out and visually seen. And also, the last reason why this was such a massive release is the fact that it just was a beautiful watch. It has a really beautifully laid out dial, kind of like it reminds me of kind of like a 4-leaf clover on the dial side, but the proportions of where things are laid out on the dial are also beautiful. It simply is a beautiful watch with an automatic movement, which obviously is beautifully finished by Journe. So it's a beautiful watch in the end of it. It's also extremely competitive against other perpetual calendars from other companies that you would be looking at if you're looking at a perpetual calendar. So it really was the perfect storm, perfect watch to release, and should have been, widely spoken about within the watch collecting. Within watch collecting news, within watch collecting hobbyists, just everywhere. It should have been everywhere. But with everything, I think the most important thing when you release something that's so innovative is you need to make sure that people know about it. And if that means paying people to write stories about it, or putting a little bit more time and effort into figuring out who should be the correct outlet that you release the watch through, if that's at a trade show, or if you have your own specific event, or if you do a massive campaign on Instagram or something like that. You need to really focus on the way in which you're going to advertise for this. And I said that, you know, you should put money towards this. I don't think that's true. You just need to put a little bit more effort into celebrating and making sure people know how big your release is. So I think it's really hard for companies right now, at least, to get their products in front of your eyes and kind of build brand rapidly around this type of release. Like I said, you know, there is just so much content. Let's just take Instagram for an example, right? There are, I don't even know how many watch pages there are on Instagram, but there have to be more than 10,000 pictures that are released by each of these companies daily, and that's really going to take up, you know, the hashtag feeds. It's going to take up everyone's you know, home pages that shows them the pictures that have been released from the pages that they follow. So there's just so much volume on Instagram, and it's very hard to you know, you have to do something extremely special in order to prepare for that type of release. Now, an easy way would have been reaching out to you know, watch influencers and saying, hey, we released this watch. We would love it if you could post it on this day, so it takes up everyone's news feeds or something like that. That way, every time you swipe, you're just going to be seeing the same watch over and over again. People are going to be interested in it. They're going to see that it's a very innovative within the watch industry. It's a beautiful watch, so they're going to want to research more about it. That type of thing takes perhaps money if you're going to be paying these individuals. It takes time because you have to find the right outlets, the correct type of influencer in order to push that name, and making sure that the audience that they have built actually are going to be interested in the watch. So it takes a little bit more time. You can't just release something and expect for it to grow extremely quickly. And that kind of goes with advertising just in general. You have to put a little bit more effort and time and thought into the advertising that you do. And the watch industry is absolutely no different to that. In fact, I think it's accentuated within the watch industry because there are so many different types of watches that are released probably every month. So you really have to put a little bit more time and effort into that. I think it's so weird that this specific watch was a sleeper. I don't know exactly what FP Journe's advertising campaign was for it. I don't know if they went to a specific company to release it, or they did their own just little advertisements, but it was just weird that it came from that this watch was a massive sleeper. I mean, FP Journe is an amazing company. The complication is something that everyone desires. It's a new innovative way of laying out the complication in digital format. So it just didn't make sense to me that it would happen with this watch, but it does happen. It just is a testament to the fact that, especially nowadays with so many watch companies and so many things that are distracting individuals, ultimately, I think we all have an attention span of about 7 seconds, not just millennials. So with all those things built up, it's really hard just to release something and expect it to do well. But I want to make sure, part of the reason why I'm making this is I want people to know that FP Journe did do something like this in the past 5 years, and this is an amazing watch. I ultimately stumbled upon the watch before I stumbled upon the story behind it, but this is an amazing watch, and if you are considering buying a perpetual calendar, make sure to check out this watch, because I think it has a great story behind it. It also has a very interesting advertising story behind it. So there are a lot of you know, life on the wrist stories that come with this watch, but I think it's something you'll enjoy on your wrist forever. So interesting story for sure. If you are new to the channel and you've made it this far, and you like this video, be sure to hit us with that thumbs up. It really does help us out. Also, if you have subscribed to our channel, which you should have done at the beginning of the video, be sure to hit the bell icon. It'll notify you when we upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday of every week. So if you are interested in this type of content, you're going to enjoy it here, because we create these videos very, very often. If you have some video ideas that you want to see, or specific things that you want us to do, be sure to hit us up in the comment section below. If you're on Instagram, Twitter, all those kind of things, be sure to check us out. Life on the Wrist is our handle for all those places. We post on those social platforms just about daily, so be sure to check us out there. And with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time.